So right now you're using any state,
Yeah.
which isn't a bad thing to use for some of them, but not every animation needs to be taken to from any state. So
Oh, I know. I should make she shouldn't be able to crash the mirror, so it should open.
my name is Alex Larimore. I am a director, curriculum developer, and instructor for NerdLevels. We teach students how to build websites and video games. We run a series of courses that walk them through the basics through advanced levels of both website building and video game design. And we find that this is a really unique and fun way to help them learn the fundamentals of coding. We do this variable pacing. We allow kids to take the classes together, and that way they can move on when they're ready. Our web course, for instance, right now, we have two students who are significantly younger than the other two students in the room, and they're moving unsurprisingly at different paces. So if the four of them all sign up again for our next course, we'll probably have them at different places in the curriculum, and there's nothing wrong with that. So the two students who are younger are probably going to still be working through some of the material that the older ones have already mastered, and those two will be able to move on to the stuff they're ready for next time. The kids design their own game or website given some constraints. For example, we have students building a platformer game. What that is a game like Mario Brothers or Sonic the Hedgehog. And one of the students decided that their version of a platformer was going to be all based on a stealth mechanic, where it's all about avoiding the enemies, and that if you play it correctly, that they won't even notice you're there. Another student decided to make a platformer game all about having different jobs and running through different environments as if you're trying to accomplish tasks for a boss. So both of those are going to be really different from each other, and they're using the same skills that we're teaching, which is all the basics that they need, such as have a character on a screen, how do they walk on the screen, how do they jump. So we teach them the fundamentals and then how to apply it in their context. And because of the fact that it's their own design, they end up being really engaged because it feels like they're learning how to build their own dream. We have all of our main lectures recorded, and we provide lectures and text that goes along with it on our website, so kids can rewatch things that they're struggling with or that they're interested in. They can go ahead and cover it as fast or as slow as they would like. And that way, during class time, that gives me the flexibility to be able to walk around the room and help kids with individual issues. Most of my class is helping kids one-on-one or in small groups to understand something that they're stuck on. And they're all very interested in what we're talking about because it's right where they're at. We believe in letting students work at their own pace. A lot of times, if you go to a public school, you'll see some kids in the class, they get it, and they're very far ahead, and they feel a little bit bored waiting for other kids to catch up. And there's other kids who feel like they got lost somewhere along the way, and they feel frustrated. I've worked with kids in the past who really didn't seem that motivated by school in general, and then you give them something that they feel like is theirs, and all of a sudden they're showing up before school asking questions, staying after school, saying, oh, I was working over the weekend on this, can you help me? Letting the student feel ownership of what they're learning seems like it is just a night and day experience for them. And because so much of our lectures and stuff is available online, I'm able to really run classes where the kids aren't necessarily learning the same thing at the same time. So students really should be learning computer science because it's something that most kids really like. Most kids have cell phones, they use TVs, they're on the computer all the time, and it's a pretty easy way to leverage their interests into helping them get excited about learning. It's also something that's just inherently valuable if they get good about being independent, if they get good about problem solving, and if they're good at being able to do things like figure out mistakes. That translates to everything. As long as they feel like, oh, I know so much more about what goes into all these things I use, it just is a nice, valuable added perspective in life.